clicked on it and boom, we got good songs.
Alright, so welcome back. This message that I'm working on right now is sort of a decode. So I think it was Thursday, might have been Wednesday. I got some snaps. So I was listening to Eric on the Israel channel. I should tell you guys this real quick too. Because of my health condition, I'm not handicapped. I'm not, I have a rare health condition, right? I say that all the time. But because of that, it interferes sometimes with remembering names and technical details. Okay? So, you kind of got to bear with me a little bit on that. I'm very intelligent. That's been declared in the universe, and I wouldn't have the job I have if I wasn't. I'm very intelligent. I'm even considered to have, above average intelligence, but I do have this condition. And so I'll forget details sometimes, and I'll forget names. I'll forget the name of a channel. I might have just now been on it, and it's just like a quirk that I have, okay? It's something you gotta you just gotta laugh about it and go on, and I might mix up a name. And that's part of why I feel so uneasy sometimes, is because I'm afraid I'm going to do that. I'm afraid I'm going to offend somebody. I'm not really afraid at this point, but I've gone through that a lot. So it does create, I'm afraid that I'm going to be misunderstood. It's not that I am afraid, but there might be moments where that rises up in me, or that might be the reason behind some of what I do. So that's just a little disclaimer, is that, just realize that I do that, but I'm good, okay? I'm good. So Eric, some of us go way back, so it's like ridiculous that I would even forget, but he covers a lot of the Israel news, and that's where we were at when I was getting this channeling. Some people may interpret some of the decoding or the signs and wonders that I have here fearfully, because of recent events, because of maybe the recent pandemic and all these things. So I don't want you to do that here. You have to come very lighthearted here. You have to kind of be able to take things with a grain of salt, because it's just the way it's done here. So I don't know why, but he was talking about Charlie Brown and peanuts and stuff like that, and he made a reference, and that hit me perfectly. That's how it goes for twin flames. That's how it goes in our union. It's like God is dangling a carrot in front of you a lot of times, and he likened Iran to holding the football, and when you go to kick it, she moves the football, and that happens in the peanut episodes. So as he was doing that, as I was listening to that, and I was going around straightening up, and I had just been to the store, so I got this big old thing of Angel Soft toilet paper, and I don't know exactly what that's a reference to. I think it's a reference to snowflakes, sensitive, big softies, soft heart. And I think really what it is he wants our ministries to be a place to shine. He wants us to be more soft-hearted. So I literally go behind me, at this school behind me, there is a ginormous, it looks like this. It's like if you held up two, Raylan, bring me some toilet paper. 2 rolls, please. Bring me the rolls of toilet paper.
Okay.
So he showed me this again. So he's not done talking about this. They're in the bathroom. Bring it here. I will only use Angel Soft. There's only like 1 or 2 other brands that I'll use besides this toilet paper. I swear to God, I cannot use anything else. And it's been this way for years. For years, I've been this way.
You said 2 rules, right?
Yes, I keep this company in business. I swear I do. I'll promote them too. They should support my channel because I'll promote them. But this is what's in the sky. He's like, I see you. He's being a joker. It is hilarious. I see you and I'll raise you a roll of Angel Soft. So I buy these double rolls and I look for this, and it's so funny how he does that. And yesterday we found Spaceballs on YouTube for free, and I was watching that with my daughter, and it was just like, no way. This is all so perfectly aligned with my ministry, my ways, and the way that he communicates with me. But God works in multitudes, so, there might be some very important messages in it, and that's why we decode. So I was even trying to decode a message that came from Tim, which was count out. And, you got sheets, you got toilet paper, and it's like, how many sheets do you get? What's the width of it? So he's talking about the thickening and the thinning of something. And so if we relate that to our prophetic messages, or if we relate that to Revelation, in Revelation it shows the woman, and she's facing this dragon. And we often talk about the birth pains. And what I think he's saying with this is that the cervix is thinning. Okay, but right now she's not at 10 centimeters yet, but we're getting there. We'll keep measuring. And it's so funny because he talked to me about this yesterday. Some of us mothers, we've had children, maybe we had back problems because of that, leg problems, feet problems, things like that. Things happen to our body too. Our nose grows, our face changes. Not only do we go, our feet grow and they widen. And sometimes after we have children, we look very different than what we looked like before, and then that affects our security level. And some men are just not, husbands, fathers, whatever, or people, or even ourselves, are not realizing that you may have several children before you realize that this means that, and this is that. And I have 5 kids, so I know. And what's interesting about this is with each child, I ended up having to get an epidural. It's very hard to describe that here on the channel, but basically I would get through my labor, and this happened with every single pregnancy. And right when I would get to 5 centimeters, it's like we would be stuck there, just hanging for a long time. And with the last 2 pregnancies and the last 2 births, the doctor actually had to come and do something. And with the first 3 births, I had to have an epidural before my body would relax and do what it was supposed to do for the child to be born. And that was the hardest part of my labors each time. The rest was pretty much not that hard. That was hard. It makes us, if you're somebody like, let's say you're an actress, you have some kids, and your nose grows and changes. Your body goes through all these changes.
Ooh, can you tell them?
My message with that is it's temporary. It's just temporary. Things go back to what they're supposed to be. You know, if the masculine is calling the feminine lazy, and she just had a baby within the past couple of years, guess what? You're an a-hole. I don't care if you're my twin flame or not, I'll tell you. You're an a-hole. Women go through unspeakable changes and transformation during motherhood and childbirth. And men do need to be more sensitive about that. I'm just saying. I think that's the message to the masculine. What?
Can you tell them the story about Challenger when he was like younger?
No, don't interrupt, please. That's a good one, but no, not right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to do a decode. So he's showing me these big rolls of toilet paper. And I don't think he's warning of another pandemic. I think he is calling out the collective in a lot of interesting ways, and I think we should pay attention to that. Look here. What does that look like? Toilet paper. So, don't be an a-hole. You know? Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your spouse. Be kind to your mother, sister, friend. If they're going through these types of life changes, all right? Just be... Can you turn that down a little?
You can't turn it down without the Roku app.
Okay, just pause it then. I don't like that kind of worship right now. I don't like that kind of... I don't want to feel like I went to an opera when I do worship music. That's just me. Some people like that. Not particularly me.
I know I sing it, but I don't like it.
My daughter writes songs lately. Jesus songs. She's pretty good at it, and we like it. We'll bring some of that to the channel, too.
Is it okay if I can sing it right now?
Yes, go ahead.
You're so glorious, you're so powerful. You make me happy when I cry. You give me courage so that I could land. You're the only one that understands. You give me courage so that I can land, and you're the only one that understands.
That's beautiful. So I've been encouraging her to write down her lyrics and stuff. So anyway, there is something to decode when it shows up in signs and wonders. When it shows up in the sky, when it's showing up for us in multitude like that, when we can look around and see it, then there's a lot to it. Okay? And some of us may think back to when the pandemic happened and everybody rushed out and bought toilet paper. Some of us, you know, there's a lot to be said in this decode about toilet paper. I used to have a fear, and I still sometimes do. I don't now. I'm over it. The pandemic helped me with that. I didn't run out of toilet paper the whole time, and I didn't even go out and stock up on it. I didn't do anything different than what I normally do. And I still did not run out of toilet paper. Thank you, Jesus. I can't believe that's what he's using, though. It's so hard to decode these messages sometimes. So, and another thing I have is Looky here. So this was in my book, and I don't have this deck anymore. Once a deck gets wet, ruined, damaged, or anything, if I just bought that deck and then I get attacked by someone, upheavals happen in my life, I'll get rid of it. Not because the deck is the cause, but I'll get rid of it because I'm working on my ministry. I've been building my ministry, and I can't, these things can hold energy in my experience. So I'll start fresh. I'll sweep the slate clean and start all over again. I'll do that, and I have to quit doing that so much. It's become a habit. a little too much of a perfectionist, but also very, very keen on how energies tend to work. But I kept this one card. I don't remember if I did it on purpose or accident, but it was unstick the stuck. And it looks a lot like the tulip paper to me. So this is kind of, I think, you know, really what he's doing for us is that sometimes we really get stuck on things. We get stuck on a topic. We get stuck on an event. We get stuck on things in our life. We get stuck on something someone said. We get stuck on an idea. We get ourselves fixed into things. And he would like to unstick us and get the ball rolling for us. So my nose is itching, and that's often a sign that, yes, that is what I am doing. That is the word. That is, you've hit the nail on the mark and stuff like that. So we could be stuck in our marriage. We could be stuck in our job, our work. Our topic today is work and worship. So whatever it is that has things stuck, he wants to unstick it. So that's the topic, and that's the word as far as signs and wonders. This has to do with the heart. So this is our walk with God. This is our walk with each other. You know, it is getting to the heart of things, really, and allowing for that, letting your guard down, getting in shape, working on your diet, working on today, and especially for me right now, it is about literally the diet. And forget what everybody else says. When we're enlightened and we have a light body and we're versed in what we do, we know that at certain times, certain foods are going to offer us more nourishment. So this is the season to be eating those yellow foods, okay? Yellow bananas, yellow potatoes, yellow apples, you know, yellow. Go yellow. So you can just simply go look it up too. What are solar plexus foods? It could be nuts. I was drawn to get some nuts, some root chakra food too. I threw that in there. It doesn't hurt to throw in those reds and greens. Soups, stews. We got some cabbage, some celery. We got all these like good things. And so it's really good to eat. He reminded me of this too. About an 80% raw diet and 20% cooked if you're focused on a diet for any reason, be it your health or you're just trying to improve things. So just some quick reminders for you if you're going to hit the grocery store today or you're going to go eat out, you know, with your family or you want to cook a meal. If you've got some of these or you can get some of these foods, it's a good time to be using peanuts as a snack or nuts, and any type of nuts, the healthiest kind you can buy. You don't want to sit around and eat salty peanuts all day, not necessarily. But if that's all you have and you're a trucker or something and that's all you have, that's a better choice. Maybe just drink some extra water if it's all covered in salt. Get a napkin, dust them off, clean them off, eat them so you're not consuming too much salt. These are things I'll do sometimes. I picked up a bag of Mexican peanuts. They don't have any salt, and I've been eating on those. So just some reminders. These things can go a long way. If you do them at the right time, if you do them in alignment, they can go a long, long way. So that's the kind of energy I'm bringing right now. You know, pumpkins, squash, staying away from those saturated fats, processed foods, and sugars is just it's a really good idea right now. Encouraging each other this way. If you are doing that, he's acknowledging that you're doing that, and good. So Jesus said to the multitude that what goes in a man's mouth isn't what defiles him, but it's what comes out. So that's just a quick reminder too of something he spoke to me about recently that may speak to you. May or may not, It might not speak to you right now, but 6 months from now, that might be a word that's stuck. So sometimes it's good that it sticks, and sometimes it's not, and it's a matter of using discernment. It could be something that happened years ago, and it sticks out in your mind. Why did it stick out in your mind? Are you stuck on it for a good reason or a bad reason? Is it useful to you? These are ways to implement some discernment at this time. And that is, I think, all I have right now. Be mindful of the things you say to other people. You don't want the things you say to stick to people in a bad way. You don't want it to fly all over them in a bad way. When someone says, "Oh, that flew all over me," that means that just, whatever you just said just stuck, and it stuck like you tarred and feathered me in your words. So you want to avoid that. You want things to stick in a divine way, in a way that speaks to the heart. And that's one thing that Scripture can do for us, and Jesus' words and his ways and teachings is they really speak to the heart, and not the ego, and not not in a negative, fearful, or angsty way, So administering the word through being sensitive and careful, not being a meanie, which I'm guilty of. I can be very mean sometimes. And it comes very naturally to me for a multitude of reasons. So that's something I've had to work on, as I've had to temper myself in a way. And I didn't want to bring that to the channel. It was very dear to my heart to not bring that harshness that I can be to the channel. To be more like this angel soft tulip paper. So he's helping me with that. And it's going, it's going to be great. That's all. So if you've been affected by something I said, if you think I'm kind of harsh, just know that the Lord does too sometimes. You're not wrong in that, but he's helping me with it. And I've been very honest about it. So I love you all. Bye.